Students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian, and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Budapest, capital of Hungary, here in Central Europe. I hope everybody is having a great week so far. Hi, Sijuti. Hi, Shayari. Hi, Komal, Blackstar, Arsh, Lydia, Bharat, Surya, Vinod. Nice to see many students in the class. We are focusing on speaking part 2, especially focusing on getting that band 9 for our long answer and what we need to do to get that. Of course, as usual, this lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS success. Definitely check us out there for the general IELTS. Visit us at ieltshelp.com. That's general ieltshelp.com, where you can practice lots of speaking, and make sure to do that in this class. Make sure to speak and repeat. Copy my pronunciation, my intonation, my fluency as much as possible. These classes are recorded, so you can go back and practice more later. Yarabisha, Sammy, Jainil, and Nikhil, welcome members. Good to see you in the class. Students, this is our academic IELTS website here with the blue background. You can click that big red button to join the premium package. There you can click the green button to try it for free. Once you log into your My Student account, you can access HD videos, interactive courses, practice exams, and you can find other students to practice your speaking with. Chrysolite, nice to see you in the class. Rashika, Abhishek, welcome back. Good to see you all. Here is our general IELTS website with the green background. Click that big red button to join our premium package there and join those thousands of students who train for the IELTS exam with us. We are an official British Council IELTS test registration center for Saudi Arabia, so we can help you with that. We are also certified British Council agents and professionals. So there we go. Syed Mazhar, 34. Good to see you in the class. Okay, everyone. So if you have questions, send me an email, adrian@aehelp.com. If you want our books in hard copy at your door, order them from Amazon. AE Helps Academic IELTS or GE Helps General IELTS. Hi, Ois. Welcome back to this class. And again, right now we're doing speaking part 2. Tomorrow we will do speaking part 3 with our members, which will be connected to this speaking part 2. And we will do a reading with everyone. And then a couple days break for the New Year's. And then back on January 2nd with some more live classes. That's the plan. And you can find the class schedule on our YouTube community posts as well on the channel, so check that out. Here's our part 2 cue card, everyone. So IELTS speaking has 3 parts. The second part is the one that's a little bit tricky because it's not a kind of speaking that we do every day. So usually, you know, when you're doing your daily activities, nobody comes up to you and says, hey, talk about a person who you learned some important information from, explain who they are, where they live, what you learned from them, why it was important. You have 2 minutes, go. That just doesn't happen in your everyday life, even if you're a native English speaker, okay? So why does IELTS do it? Why does IELTS do this? Why do you think? What's the logic there? Why would IELTS do that if you don't do that in your everyday life? Are they just trying to be mean? Are they trying to make life difficult for you? What's their logic? Have you ever thought about that? I'm curious. What do you think? So why would IELTS include this kind of a plan for a minute, talk for 2 minutes type of question? Sammy says, I think they're checking your IQ. Yeah, I think, Sammy, in some sense, you're right. They're definitely assessing your ability to think critically and quickly. Yep. Sundar says, a spontaneous response from a person. Sharzuta says, well, maybe to test English. Okay. Possibly. Janelle, it's not bad at all. Okay, that's a good job. All right. I was hoping you'd get a good mark. All right. Rushikesh says to test English proficiency. Janelle says to test fluency. Yeah. Okay, so lots of different ideas. The 2-minute cue card is put in there because they need to test your ability to express a more complete and complex thought using English. So remember that many people are taking the IELTS because they're planning to immigrate and they're planning to go to school. And although it's true that we don't have these kinds of little mini presentations in our everyday lives, we do have them in our lives. And when we need to be able to speak in this way, they're usually quite important situations. So let me give you an example. You immigrate to Canada, suddenly your child has a cough, and you go to the hospital and you need to explain to the doctor who you are, who your child is, why you're there, what's your problem, when your child started coughing, what kind of symptoms you've noticed, how this has affected your child's ability to function. And indeed, you are now giving that doctor a little 2-minute mini presentation about the problems that your child is experiencing with their cough. And your child's health and well-being depends on your ability to do this. So this is why IELTS does it. Does that make sense? So yeah, it's not an everyday task to speak like this, but every now and again, once a week, once a month, we do have these situations. And when we have them, they're important situations. And there are a lot of people's health, money, finances, and other aspects that depend on your ability to express yourself. Does that make sense? So, never really digressed and explained that in a lot of detail, but I thought I would tell you that now. Okay? Hi, Eugen. So, practice it. Okay? So, practice it. Okay? We don't do it every day, but when we do it, it's important. All right? Okay. So, let's take a look at today's part 2. All right? Here we go. All right. Part 2, this is your cue card. This is what you got. And your part 1 is done with. You're confident. The examiner says, okay, that's the end of part 1. Now for part 2, here's a card with some questions. There's some note paper and a pencil. You will have 1 minute to look at the questions on the card. Think about your answers. Take notes if you wish. And then you will have 2 minutes to answer. I will tell you when to start and when to stop. Okay? Janelle, send me an email and I'll help you out a little bit more. Okay? We can chat about it. Okay? All right. So you turn over the card. The examiner says your 1 minute preparation time begins now. Turn over the card. You turn over the card. And then this is what you see. Part 2, talk about a dangerous object that you have used. Okay. You should say what it is and what it looks like. When did you use it? Why did you use it? Why is it dangerous? And how can you use it safely? Okay. Let's read that one more time. So slow yourself. Really pay attention to the card. The first and foremost step to getting a high band is making sure that you give a unique, detailed, specific, clear answer to the card, to the question on the card. Talk about a dangerous object that you have used. That's what you're focusing on. Okay? Now I see people are saying, okay, so it's an object. So you're saying you have to talk about its appearance, its origin, its function, its significance. Lydia agrees. Very good. So that's where we're going with. Okay, so it's an object. It's a dangerous object. Okay, we have to talk about its appearance. its origin, its function, its importance. Sure, those are the key basic elements that we need to include, okay? Usually the appearance first. What does it look like? Where did you get it? Okay? What does it look like? Where did you get it? How do you use it? What do you use it for? Why is it important for you? Okay, sure. All right. Now, the tense. What's the tense of this question? So just looking at this top statement here, what kind of grammar will be of importance in this response? Okay. Abhishek says past tense for sure. Yeah, past tense, I agree, Abhishek. It's not the first one that comes into my mind, but definitely some past tense. Sammy says, I think some present perfect, and Nikhil agrees that you have used. Yeah, because it's something that I might be using right now as well. So I have been using this for the past few years or since the age of 10, right? So present perfect and past is what we're looking at here. But this have used, definitely indicating present perfect for me, all right? So the tenses, so key tenses, are present perfect and past, okay? Meaning past perfect, progressive. All right. Okay, so we got that out of the way. Next step, and this is happening very quickly in my 1 minute preparation time, okay? It's like a ticking clock. In fact, it is. Tick, tick, tick. You got 60 seconds. So you're doing this very, very quickly, this thinking and this planning. And this is, in fact, a bit of that critical thinking that's being tested here for sure. Okay? All right. So here we go. Let's go to the next step. Moria says identify 2 to 3 ideas. 2 to 3 ideas that are original and easy to talk about. Okay, visualize. Okay, ideally here you're talking about an object that you really have used. So picking an object, a dangerous object that you haven't actually used, probably not the best idea. Okay. All right. So Janelle says lawnmower. All right. Let's think of some others. Ois says hunting gun. Again, Ois, make sure you know what you're talking about. Hunting rifle. Okay. A hunting rifle. Lydia says a match. Okay. Why not go with a lighter? Okay, sure. Cigar says motorbike. That could be quite complex, but it's okay. All right. Nikhil, very good. Chainsaw. All right. Let's see some more. Shaylee, geezer rod. I'm not even sure what that is. Okay. Nancy says a sword. We got a couple of knives up there. Okay, try to think about, try to think outside the box as well, okay? Okay, Manisha, what kind of a razor? Yarabisha says a grinder. What kind of a grinder? All right. Stuti says a hair dryer. Okay. Stella says sulfuric acid, dangerous object. That's more of a dangerous chemical. Dustin says a firecracker. Okay. Shahazaib says a soldering iron. right, we'll add that one to the list. Okay. Pesticides, MS is again more of a chemical, so okay. Make sure it's something you can talk about. Massimo says scissors. Okay, with the wrong spelling. Scissors. All right. Okay. How about a clothing iron? Keep it simple. All right. So let's keep it to these. Okay, we've got lots. Again, you have to be specific. So be specific, be original. So original, specific, and easy to talk about. Okay, let's pick one of these. So lawnmower number 1, hunting rifle number 2, lighter number 3, motorbike number 4, chainsaw number 5, sword 6, knife 7, soldering iron 8, if you know what that is, and a clothing iron. We'll make that number 9. All right, so you have 9 choices to pick from. I'm going to try to catch which one is the most popular. And again, when you choose, keep thinking original, easy to talk about, and you can talk about it with lots of detail. Okay? Which one would you choose here? Lawnmower, hunting rifle, lighter, motorbike, chainsaw, sword, knife, soldering iron, or clothing iron? The clothing iron is number 9. Okay? All right, we've got some 7s, we've got some 4s, we've got some 1s. Got a lot of 4s. Motorbike. Okay. Threes, some 9s, some 8s, more 7s, more 4s. All right. Okay. So we're going to take 7 out. Why am I taking 7 out? Let's see if anybody gets that. Okay? I would not choose number 7. And in fact, I wouldn't choose number 4 for this reason as well. For number 7 and number 4, although many of you are choosing it, I wouldn't pick that one. Why? Can anybody tell me? Especially number 7. Okay. Shelly says it's used every day. Janiel says it's too simple. Sammy says it's too common. Yeah, Carolina says it's too popular. Yeah, it wouldn't be original. Okay, so if you have an exam with this question, I would have a feeling that many people would talk about a knife, and probably a lot of people would talk about a motorbike as well. Motorbike could also be a little bit difficult to talk about, so perhaps not that one. Okay, all right. In my opinion, a lighter would be an interesting one. Number 3 could be okay. A lawnmower would be great. If you know enough about it, then that would be a good one to talk about. It could be a little bit tricky. Okay. Another one that I might choose is clothing iron, and actually soldering iron is a good one too if you know what it is. Okay. So number 1, number 9 would be good choices. Let's go with lawnmower. Okay. So I know that a lot of you went for that. So let's do that. Let's do number 1, lawnmower. Okay. Weed whacker would be another good one, by the way, if you know what that is. All right. So lawnmower it is. I think the IELTS examiner would be very satisfied with that. Okay. All right. Lawnmower. Appearance. Okay, let me get you back on screen here. While I get you back on screen, tell me about the appearance. Okay, there's a cute little baby there for you. Babies and lawnmowers don't mix. All right, so think about the appearance. Think about the origin. So what does a lawnmower look like? All right. Famine, that's my daughter. It's my daughter. Okay. It's a compact electrical machine. Yeah, it could be. It could be gas powered as well, Cinder. So it's got a rectangular, it's square shaped usually. Yeah, rectangle is okay, Vinod. It's a square shaped machine. Okay. Thanks, Shaylee. Okay, so square shaped. Okay, what else comes to mind? Not what it's used for yet, what it looks like, right? Okay, it could be diesel, it could be gas powered. So gas, sure. Gas or diesel. All right. Kawal basaita, nice. Revolving blade. Okay. Red, sure. Okay. Important notes, useful notes that you wouldn't remember otherwise, okay? All right. Yeah, so Massimo says it has a handlebar to direct it. Okay, so mostly we got its look, right? Okay. All right, that's good enough, right? Maybe you give a little bit of the weight. So let's say it's 15 kilos. Okay, sure. It's fine. All right, we've got the appearance. So now let's go on to function. Or let's go on to origin. Where did you get it? Or in this case, where did you use it? Okay, where did you get it? Where did you use it? So nice and quick. Okay. So 3 years ago, spring hardware store, okay, garden store, it's fine. Okay, what do you use it for? Tarun says to cut the lawn. So function. Okay, now cut the lawn. I mean, lawn is great vocabulary. If you know this word, you don't need to write it down because you're going to remember that, right? So give me something more specific that will help you go into details, okay? Could be a John Deere for sure, all right? That's a good quality machine. So function, cut the lawn, but cut the lawn is, you're going to remember that, okay? So give me something that's more useful in my notes, okay? I don't want to just write notes that don't have utility, okay? Okay, Surya says front yard, good. All right, give me a little bit more information. Front, backyard, right? Okay, so that would be useful notes. 100 square meters of front backyard at your house that you can cut with your lawnmower. All right, fine. Okay. Why is it important for you? Okay, let's keep going here, nice and fast. So why is it important for you to have this lawnmower? So it cuts the grass to an even height, trims the grass. Okay, that's good. Okay, Shaylee says saves time. Sure. Versus manual. Yeah. Easy work. Keeps the garden tidy. Yeah. So looks, appearance, sure. Preserving the garden, maintaining your greenery, okay. Saves energy, good. It's kind of fun. I don't know. Maybe some people don't like it, but I like cutting the lawn. It can be kind of fun to do. It's a little bit different. It's almost a little bit of a time to meditate. Okay, good. So now we've got appearance, origin, function, and now remember the questions, okay? So these parts here, like appearance, origin, function, importance, remember the questions, that I'm just writing to teach you. Your notes would actually only be these parts here, obviously, okay? So you only have a minute and you only have about 40 seconds to write these down, okay? All right. So remember the questions. The question says, when did you use it? So give me just a quick idea on when you use it. So when do you use your lawnmower? Okay? And give me information or give me notes that are useful, that you wouldn't otherwise remember, that isn't automatically at the tip of your tongue. Okay? So Abhishek, every weekend, maybe a little bit more specific. Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Okay? Something like that. Or Mahi, twice a month on Saturdays at 8 a.m. Okay? Good. Carolina says last Saturday. Sure. All right. So remember the questions. Why did you use it? We have that. Okay, that's already a part of the function. What it is and what it looks like, that's great. Why is it dangerous? Okay, let's talk about this a little bit. This is a very important question, and this is the one that you really have to focus on, and you want to answer this question in the first 90 seconds. It's very important. In fact, you should start talking about this at 60 seconds after the examiner begins your part 2. So you want to start at 60 seconds, and you want to speak for at least 30 seconds on this last question that you have on the card, okay? So why is it dangerous? Something that doesn't come to mind, okay? The sharp blade, that's going to come to mind anyway, so nobody has to look at their notes to say that the blade is sharp, okay? Ois says injure the feet, okay? Cut the feet. Don't write sharp blade into your notes because you know it has a sharp blade. I'm sure you're going to say that, okay? So danger, don't write danger, of course. That's just for your learning right now. Okay, cut feet. Yeah, it's such a scary thought to run over our feet. Okay. Okay, lose control, yeah. If it's electric, it can give you an electric shock, but Sammy, ours is gas-powered right now, okay? So if it's an electric one, you can run over the cord, cut the electric cord, electrocute yourself. Yeah, for sure. Okay, Janelle says it's noisy. Yeah. Hearing damage, noisy engine. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, what else? So might lead to hearing loss. Yeah. Okay. Could be dangerous for children. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can cut animals and plants accidentally. That can be dangerous, not just to you, but to other life as well. Okay, what else? There's actually one, and I'm a little bit scared that nobody is writing this. I haven't seen this yet. So lose control, Mayumi. Yeah, you can. Okay. I haven't seen this yet, and I'm surprised that nobody's... Yeah, there it is. Anmol says injuries to the eyes. Yeah, okay. How does it hurt the eyes? Okay. Eye or blindness. Why? Okay, this is a quick way to write because, B-C. You can use this for notes, but don't use this in your actual writing tasks, okay? So eye blindness because, okay, why can it cause blindness. Okay. Yeah, so due to cut particles, Sammy. That's right. So flying particles. Okay. Flying pebbles, small stones, right? The small rocks. If you ever go over a small or over small rocks with your lawnmower, it'll shoot those small rocks into the air, and those can definitely be a little bit scary if they fly past your face. Okay, so how can it be avoided? That's also a part of the question. So how can you use your lawnmower safely? Okay, so yeah, insects can be hurt as well. Absolutely. So how can we use it safely? What can we do? Okay, goggles, not Googles, Yarabisha, but goggles. Yep, safety goggles. Okay. Gloves. Thick pants. Okay. Steel toed shoes. Okay, what else? Earmuffs. Yeah, Janeel, that's right. They're called earmuffs. Earmuffs, not headphones, earmuffs. Or earplugs. Okay, that's the other way that you can say it. Fantastic. Okay, now we're on the right track. So basically the notes that you need to get down on your piece of paper, you don't need to get all of these, but you should get about, let's say, 70% of these notes, okay? You don't need appearance, you don't need origin, function, importance, though it's just for your learning, again, okay? It's these parts here that you have to pay attention to. And you need to get about 60-70% of these notes onto the piece of paper, especially the important notes that you're not going to remember, okay? Visualize it and get these on your notes and then use them. One of the craziest situations that I see in IELTS Part 2 all the time, even when I tell students, is they don't use their notes. Okay, so you must use your notes. It's absolutely okay. So please listen to me. You must use your notes during part 2. Okay, you do not lose marks for using your notes. That's the reason the examiner gave you the paper and pencil, okay? It doesn't make a lot of sense for the examiner to give you a piece of paper and a pencil so that you actually lose marks if you look at what you wrote, okay? It's okay to look at your writing. You should look at your writing, all right? So many students, for the 1 minute, they're just writing notes and then they look up and the whole 2 minutes, they're just trying to keep eye contact. Why did you waste time with your notes? You don't need to waste time on your notes if you're not going to use them, right? It's like, why make notes for presentation if you don't use them? It doesn't make too much sense, okay? So make sure you use your notes, all right? That's why you take notes. Everybody good on that? Can I see a couple of thumbs up? I really want that to sink in because I see it way too many times when people are not using their notes, and it's painful, especially when they get stuck. Okay? So, especially when they get stuck. All right. Okay, good. Okay, so now we have one more step. First sentence. On the ready. Okay? Before your 1 minute preparation time is up. Okay? So before your 1 minute preparation time is up, have your first sentence ready. so that as soon as the examiner says, okay, your 1 minute preparation time is up, please begin speaking, you can immediately start speaking. Okay? All right. So let's see that first sentence. Abhishek says, I vividly remember the dangerous domestic object which I used last Saturday at 8 a.m. to clean the front yard of my house, a gas-powered lawnmower. Okay, maybe a little bit too complex, Abhishek. Remember what I've said. You want to keep your first sentence somewhat simple, okay? Somewhat simple. All right. Ois says a more dangerous object that I got last summer when I was cutting grass in my front and backyard is a lawnmower. Okay, Ois, answer the question directly. Sammy says a dangerous object that I used last Saturday was my lawnmower. Very good. Yeah, okay, Sammy, good. Keeping it simple, right? Okay. Lydia says, a dangerous object that I used last Saturday at 8 a.m. was a lawnmower that I usually keep in the backyard of my family house. Yeah, maybe your tool shed, Lydia. That's right. Okay. Use the question for this. Okay. Van Fum says, today I'm going to talk about the most dangerous tool I've used, which is a lawnmower. Van, it's not original. Be original. Don't tell me what you're going to talk about today. Just talk about it. Okay, this is an important note, students. This is actually a rule for business communication as well and presentations, is don't tell your audience what you will talk about. Just talk about it. It sounds better. Okay. All right. Ari says, I have recently used a gas lawnmower to cut the grass, which is dangerous if not used wisely. Okay, that's good. Yeah. So I have recently used a gas-powered lawnmower. That is a very dangerous object if not used appropriately. Okay, sure. There we go. So now we're on the right track. Nadia Shahzad says, well, a dangerous object that I've used in my backyard lawn. Students, don't mix the function right away. Keep it a little bit simpler just so you avoid mistakes. Okay? Shaylee, don't say what you're gonna talk about. Just talk about it. Okay, everyone, so here's our first sentence. Your examiner says your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking. And then you start. I've recently used a gas-powered lawnmower that is a very dangerous object if not used appropriately. Fantastic. Now your examiner is thinking, that's great. You're answering the question, you're being very direct, and I have a clear idea of what you're going to talk about. Okay, let's describe it. So next sentence, let's look at our notes. Let's describe what it looks like. So you can tell me the make, the model, if you want to get fancy, and then, yeah, give me some description here, okay? Janelle says, the mower has a self-propelled drive system with a 4-stroke 140cc diesel engine. Its ergonomic structure allows for that perfect cut on all types of grass with varying heights. Janelle, that is some beautiful language. It sounds like an advertising pitch for the latest Toro lawnmower. Okay, I like it. Janelle, very good. Why not, right? Band 9, that's what it sounds like. So my red Toro mower has a self-drive system. I love those self-drive systems. System with a 4-stroke. Yeah, it's not quite as noisy as the 2-stroke, right? 4-stroke, 140 cc. That's a powerful mower. A diesel engine. It has a square shaped body with a powerful rotating blade to cut all types of grass to an even height. And a long handle which guides the mower's direction. Okay. Nice. So, Janiel, I used what you wrote. I added a little bit of my own, and that is the way you do it. All right, Sundar, if the screen is blurred for you, change the resolution in your YouTube setting, and it should be okay. Could be because of the internet speed. Remember, for many people, the internet is kind of slow these days because it's being used for all the New Year's communication and Christmas communication. Okay. Okay. Sandeep Yadav says the mower is about 10 meters long, rectangular shape, containing a 2-stroke petrol engine, consuming economical fuel. All right, Sandeep, I like it. A little bit different, but good. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Okay. It weighs roughly 15 kilograms. Sure. All right. Now, its origin. Where did you get it? Okay, let's keep going here. So, 3 years spring hardware store. And with the origin, I might actually mix in a little bit of the importance. Okay, so you don't have to perfectly go in this order, although that is helpful. You can get a little bit fancy once you've practiced a bit, because I think I might tell the examiner here, or the person I'm talking to, the reason why I got this lawnmower 3 years ago, and that reminds me of saving time and a bit of energy and also having some fun while doing it. Okay? All right. You can hold your notes, Shyam, in your hands. When you have a question, please don't spam the chat, okay? It makes it harder for others to communicate. But you can absolutely hold your notes. I don't recommend holding your notes in your hands because it's better to use your hands for body language so you can express yourself more. You don't want to just hold your notes in your hands and stare at your notes. That's not a good idea, okay? So you're not carrying it. Toxic, you're holding the notes, okay? But don't stare at the notes. That's not a good communicative style either, okay? So it's better to leave the notes on the table. You can hold them if you want, but it's better to leave them on the table, okay? All right, Janiel says around 2 years ago, I purchased it on Amazon for about 35,000 rupees, or my father bought it, sure, okay? All right, Ois says, I had purchased my lawnmower about 3 years ago from a farm store for $200, and I use it frequently, and I buy the gas from my local gas station. That's maybe a little bit off topic, Ois, the gas. I wouldn't go down that route, okay? All right, so again, not too much detail here, students, because you have to get to answering the questions. So I had, good to use a bit of past perfect here, just my mower from Home Hardware about 3 years ago for roughly $500 because I had got tired of wasting too much time and energy cutting my front and back yard with a manual mower. Okay, so there's my origin. I had purchased my mower from Home Hardware about 3 years ago for roughly $500 because I had got tired of wasting too much time and energy cutting my front and backyard with a manual mower. Okay. All right. So these days, I actually really enjoy cutting the grass every other Saturday around 9 a.m. to a beautiful even height of about 2.5 inches. All right. Okay, good. So we've got origin, we've got function, okay? All right. Here we go. So now, without going off topic, right, we have to get into the danger and the safety component. So let's create some sentences about why my lawnmower is a dangerous item, okay? Let's get into this, all right? So write some sentences for me that explains the danger of the lawnmower. Okay. Vivek, that would be off topic saying that you returned the lawnmower. Okay, you have to stay on topic, students. If you feel like you're going to go off topic, look at the card, look at the questions. That's the other big trick that a lot of students don't follow is they ignore the card. Okay. All right. Lydia, I can see that you're giving function, which is good. Okay, we're looking for the danger of this object. So Stuti says, of course, it has a very sharp blade, and then keep going from there. Okay. Shaylee, past, present, future method in this case would not be very effective because talking about the future doesn't make sense here. Okay. Even talking too much about the present doesn't make sense here. All right. You have to answer the card, Shaylee, not the past, the present, and the future. You have to answer the card. So Abhishek says, even though it saves time and energy, with inappropriate use, this machine can not only become a lethal object, cut feet, and damage the eardrums, but it is also easy to lose control of it. Okay, Abhishek, I made some corrections there, but that's pretty good. Okay, so even though this machine is fun and efficient to use, if not used well, it can either seriously injure or even kill a person. The powerful blades can cut the feet and legs. It can sever arteries and lead to mortal injury. In addition, the loud engine with prolonged use can result in hearing damage, not to mention flying debris can blind the user if they do not wear protective goggles. Okay. All right, good. Very nice. Some good writing by some students there. Okay. Rose says the blades of the lawnmower spin at high speeds. It can cut fingers and toes. And a riding lawnmower can sometimes overturn and cause injuries. Rose, yes, but you're talking about the specific lawnmower that you use. Students, do not go off topic. It's really, really dangerous. You will lose marks right away. So we're still talking about my Toro lawnmower that I started describing. I can't just start talking about other lawnmowers here. Okay? All right. Nadia says, actually, last week on Sunday while I was cutting the grass, suddenly I lost control and hurt my foot. Ooh, hopefully that didn't actually happen. But yeah, including examples like that, it's a good idea, okay? So, in fact, while cutting the grass last week, I lost control and ran over some pebbles on my driveway. The blade threw them all over the yard, and one pebble chipped my car's windshield. Okay. So now a little bit about the safety. Therefore, it is very important to take precautionary measures when using this lawnmower. Notice how one of the ways that I make sure to stay on topic and stay with the one specific lawnmower is by using this word, this lawnmower. Okay, so I keep saying this lawnmower. I stay on topic throughout. Okay, so this lawnmower. All right, I always wear my steel toed boots to protect my toes. Also, I put in earplugs to safeguard my eardrums. And I wear gloves so that I have a good grip on the handle and don't lose control. Okay. All right, everyone. So, and of course, if I need to, I'm using my notes. So I go back and I check my notes, see if I covered everything. Thick pants, I could add that as well. Okay. I've got earplugs as well. I haven't talked about cutting into plants or animals, but that's also something that I could add if I have more time. Amandeep, go ahead, ask your question if you have a question. Okay. Vivek, you are very kind. Vivek says, I also bought earplugs for my neighbor, not eardrums. Eardrum, that's yours. You have that inside your ear. Okay. Sunder says, I even wear a helmet to protect my head. Yeah, I mean, if you have a powerful enough lawnmower and you go over a rock, if it hits you in the head, that could hurt. Actually, I've had a rock hit me in the head, I believe, once. Okay. Hearing damage, Sunder, would be better to use in this case. All right. Okay, everyone, let's go over this. So let's do this together one more time, nice and smooth. Here's our card. Talk about a dangerous object that you have used. You should say what it is and what it looks like. When did you use it? Why did you use it? Why is it dangerous? And how can you use it safely? Here we go, everyone. This is speaking, so speak with me. Don't just listen. Okay? The examiner says your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking, and so you start. Here we go. I have recently used a gas-powered lawnmower that is a very dangerous object if not used appropriately. My Red Toro mower has a self-drive system with a 4-stroke 140cc diesel engine. It has a square-shaped body with a powerful rotating blade to cut all types of grass to an even height and a long handle to guide the mower's direction. It weighs roughly 15 kilos. I purchased my mower from Home Hardware about 3 years ago for roughly $500 because I had got tired of wasting too much time and energy cutting my front and backyard with a manual mower. So these days, I actually really enjoy cutting the grass every other Saturday around 9 a.m. to a beautiful even height of about 2.5 inches. Even though this machine is fun and efficient to use, if not used well, it can either seriously injure or even kill a person. The powerful blades can cut the feet and legs. It can sever arteries and lead to mortal injury. In addition, the loud engine with prolonged use can result in hearing damage. Not to mention flying debris can blind the user if they do not wear protective goggles. In fact, while cutting the grass last week, I lost control for a moment and ran over some pebbles on my driveway. The blade threw them all over the yard, and one pebble chipped my car's windshield. Therefore, it's really important to take precautionary measures when using this lawnmower. I always wear my steel-toed boots to protect my feet. Also, I put in earplugs to safeguard my eardrums, and I wear gloves so that I have a good grip on the handle and that I don't lose control. Okay, and at this point, the examiner will probably say, okay, Adrian, your 1 minute prep or your 2 minutes are up. Now I will ask you a couple more questions in connection to your response and some questions on this topic or related to this topic for part 3. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, everyone, hopefully you enjoyed this class. Tomorrow I'll be back with speaking part 3 for members, which will continue from this speaking part 2 response. All right, everyone. Hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your day. You're very, very welcome for the class. Check us out at aehelp.com for academic IELTS, gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. Lots more practice and help there for you. Okay, Lydia, I'm glad you enjoyed the class. And of course, whenever you're using dangerous objects, be patient. Don't rush. Read the instructions. And please, please, please use safety equipment, okay? It's much, much better to prevent an injury than to deal with an injury. You're all precious people and your lives are precious, so stay safe. I'm Adrian, signing out from Central Europe for now. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. If it's late in your country, then sweet dreams. Bye for now.